We're going to get copyright strike. Okay.
No, see how good he is? He shut it off.
I thought you hit live already. That's my
did.
fault.
He's that good.
He's a consummate radio professional because he knows exactly when.
I shouldn't have doubted. I shouldn't have doubted.
Don't give me no credit after last week.
Uh-oh.
Last week was amazing, though, Kerry. Like, you played that little Haunted Mansion thing for 9 seconds, and you played it at about 1/20th volume. It was so faint, I didn't even hear it when you played it. And YouTube hits us back with this whole, sorry, you can't be monetized on this particular video because you use 9 seconds of a Haunted Mansion theme from a guy named Gaylord from the 1960s.
Yes.
And, so...
Gaylord's family's got to eat.
Well, they do. I mean, they're all probably at the Haunted Mansion as permanent guests.
Oh, ho, ho.
We have room for one more. Any volunteers?
I love the Haunted Mansion so much.
Tony, you'd be really proud of me. I figured out, hey, I'll just plug in the Ethernet cord to my...
Boom. Ethernet cable's always the way to go, man.
I figured it out by myself at 6 o'clock.
By yourself.
6 o'clock in the morning.
I'm so proud of you, Shannon.
You could do like 90% of IT now.
Turn it off and turn it on. Check the cables.
I did that. I did turn it off and turn it on several times.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Very nice. Very nice.
We got Zachary is in there. Kyle, Carl, Dr. Paul.
Dr. Paul.
Let's see. Australopithecus is in there.
I love a good anthropology pun.
Yes. Brett was in there early, I saw. Mike Gee is there. From Milwaukee. Hello. Mike Gee from Milwaukee.
And if anybody's in Kentucky, please stay safe.
Hey, Kerry, the next time you do this, when you start reading off I want you to have a mirror with the mirror taken out.
I should, shouldn't I?
Like Miss Julie. Was that her name?
Yes, Miss Julie.
Romper Room?
And only people over 45 are going to remember.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
She used to. It was a mind game that she would play. It was a children's show, Romper Room, and Miss Julie was the host. And at the end of the show, she'd go, "Romper, Stomper, Bomper, Boo, tell me who is watching the show today," or something like that. And she'd hold up a mirror, and the mirror was taken out, so it was just the frame, one of those hand mirrors. And she'd look into the camera, and she'd just start naming random names.
Random first names?
Yeah. Like, I think you could send in your name, though.
You could, but mostly it was just, I see Betty.
I see Alan.
And Dave. And Sydney. And somewhere there was a kid named Sydney who was watching going,
"Oh, shit!
It's me. She sees me."
This
One
devil
day,
woman.
though,
How does this devil woman see me?
She looks straight into the camera and she's like, "And I see you, Lee George Cade." And then she like climbed through the TV.
I see the darkness of your soul, Lee George
I see the darkness swirling within.
It has begun.
Coming to get Lee George Cade.
I'm scared.
So I made myself a stand-up desk. So
I've noticed you've been going back and forth.
Because I spent about 90% of my day. I spent a lot of
Love
time sitting
stand-up
down,
desk.
and that's about good for you.
Yeah.
At my advanced age.
That's why I insisted the board at work be a stand-up board.
Yeah, and see, my old studio in Oregon had at the station it was all stand-up consoles, so like the whole morning show was standing, and it was great because you'd stay kind of awake and pumped up. So.
Well, when they were building the new studios, the engineers came to me and said, "How do you want the board?" And I said, "Well, stand up. It's got to be table height." Then all the other jocks came to me and says, "Why did you do that?"
Come on, man.
And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well, we wanted to sit down, and because you said first stand up, everybody else has to have the same."
Did you say it's called a stool, motherfucker?
Yeah, they make tall chairs.
Yeah, I showed them mine. I went, "Look, see."
It tells me that a lot of these guys did not read the 1954 classic Radio Operator's Handbook, where gentlemen should always wear a clean, pressed suit. And ladies, if you must be in the studio, wear your best pearls.
If you must.
If you insist on being there with your husband or something.
If you're allowed in.
If the news director insists on a fresh cup of coffee, make sure you're wearing your fresh pearls because the listener can hear how you present yourself.
That's
I was
right.
going to say, someone's got to get the coffee.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Holy
make
smokes.
America great again. Yeah. Wow. All right. Are we ready?
Ready.
We're ready.
All right, let's do it. Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Oh.
Look at your bright, shining faces.
I see Kerry.
I should have washed it this
I'm-
morning.
I see Rebecca.
I'm just happy
I
for
see
so many
Tony,
reasons.
and I see Lee.
Rebecca, you okay?
I'm so fucking tired, you guys.
So Rebecca said a thing a couple weeks ago, or maybe a week ago, about how she was going to stop wearing the eye makeup, and I see that you started wearing the eye makeup.
Well, here's the funny thing. I really wanted, because stupid Comic-Con has me excited to cosplay again.
How did
So I
they?
wanted to get up early and do like a hair run through. And I woke up at
too.
10:30 instead. So
Hey, I'm doing cosplay for the first time for Fan X.
what
Really?
you going as?
Yeah.
Doing
Oh,
burrito, finally?
no,
Blueberries. There's
in the
blueberries.
no. I've been working on it. Rachel's helping me with it. So
Huh?
it's an obscure British comic character from the 1960s. I mean, no one will know who I am. It'll be great.
Is it Doctor Who?
No.
It could be like when
Really
celebrities
obscure.
like when celebrities go to Comic-Con in costumes. Like Jack Quaid went to San Diego Comic-Con as the Scream guy this year. Fun stuff.
Yeah, I can't-
Always fun.
I was reading a story about, I can't remember who it was, but they wore a stormtrooper outfit, so they were completely concealed, and they loved it because they could walk around, and everyone was just like, "Hey, cool, a stormtrooper."
Wasn't it
I'm-
like Andrew Garfield that actually went to Comic Con dressed as Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. My favorite,
yeah.
my favorite though was
Walter White.
Walter White dressed
Yeah.
as Walter White.
Yeah,
with a
he had the
Walter
rubber
White
mask.
Well, if you see Wilro Hood walking down the hallways of Fan X, just go, "Hey, Kerry."
Oh no, Kerry.
Because you're
You
gonna,
Wait a
can't.
minute. Wait a minute.
you can't do that,
I
Kerry.
don't think
Kerry
you can do
can't.
that.
No.
You'll get canceled, bud. You'll get
I'll be
canceled.
Wilro Hood is what I'm
Oh,
going.
but you're gonna get canceled.
Google imaging, kids. Google.
So Australopithecus says he can't wait to see this Mandelabra costume. I would only do it if I looked more like Don Knotts, because Mandelabra is played by Don Knotts.
based on, yeah.
No, played by.
Played by. Oh,
Yeah.
He's bringing him back.
that's
I'm bringing it
that's a trick. That's a
Well,
feat.
Yeah, I wanted to save money on ghost effects.
Lee George Cade we're talking about. Come on.
He
Yeah.
can do it. He can
Yep.
do it if anyone,
can do it.
If anyone can, it's Lee George Cade, everybody. Lee George Cade.
Yay.
Hi.
Shannon Barneson down there in the corner. Rebecca Frost with her. What was it? The Ms. Marvel line? What was it you tweeted about or something?
The makeup one?
The makeup line?
I received. I don't know. I have received a bunch of Thor: Love and Thunder
That's the
branded
one, yeah.
makeup
Right.
for a
That's the one.
Patreon makeup haul that I'll do later.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Neat.
And Quad T, Too Tall Tony, everybody.
Hi.
And Carrie Jackson, our host. Right
Oh,
there.
hi.
Oh wait,
Kerry
we don't get to
Jackson.
do lengthy
Are we-
intros because I have a question.
Are we not
Okay.
pimping our stuff?
Well, yeah, we can.
Yeah,
As we
so
get-
I have
sure.
I have a question. The
Question.
1995 hit "You Oughta Know" by Alanis Morissette. We all know
Yes.
this song famously about David Coulier.
Yep.
She has this lyric: "An older version of me, is she perverted like me? Would she go down on you in a theater?" You telling me Alanis Morissette went down on Dave Coulier
That's
in a
gross,
theater?
huh?
Sure
Here's
sounds
the
like
thing.
it.
Here's the thing. There was a documentary about the album Jagged Little Pill. It is not about Dave Coulier.
Okay,
There
well
are
then
songs
who's she going
about
down
Dave
on?
Coulier.
How is she going down on in a theater?
No.
What kind of
It-
theater is it? A movie
it was-
theater? Is it a
Hey.
play
It
production?
was an amalgam of different people, she said.
Oh.
It's
All
not
of her
them.
ex-boyfriends.
So she went down on a lot of people in theaters.
He likes to suck a dick in a theater, man.
Hey, now you took it too far, Shannon. Hey, I have good news.
Yes.
You ready for this? Yesterday, guess what? I went into the clinic and I got my second COVID booster. And guess what? Guess what happened? Guess what?
What?
You got
hallucinated
powers?
You got
giraffe
COVID?
again?
No, I did not hallucinate a giraffe again, which is the good news. Normally, the COVID vaccine hits me about 12 hours after I get it, and I'm just flat on the ground for about 16 hours. This time, I just got so dizzy that I had to lie flat on the floor in my office for about 4 hours, and then I was okay. So if you're an old fucker like me, go get your second booster shot.
All right. Everybody, get your social medias. We'll go around and then get started.
At Quad T Tony on Twitter or the Gadget Spa Podcast, wherever a good podcast is sold.
Yes.
I'm
Rebecca.
just. Oh, sorry.
You
Sorry.
gross Rebecca everywhere.
Shannon.
Geek Show Shannon or Shannon Barnes. But can I pimp a thing?
Sure.
I'm wearing my blue blockers given to me by my future announcing partner in Devotion Championship Wrestling, John Goots, the King Goots, the face of Pit Viper, made here in Utah, August 18th at Liquid Joe's, my first announcing gig.
Oh,
Cool.
Be
fun,
there.
fun.
I'm going to be the bad guy. I'm going to be the heel announcer, the Jerry the King.
Perfect.
And in Instagram, darling Lee George Cade.
You know it. Yeah, at Gremlins on Twitter, where I argue with Mike Lee daily, and he doesn't seem to respond. And then on the
No, because he's a
Instagram,
coward who never responds to anything.
I just tell him, fight me in real life. And he's like, no. And then on Instagram, I'm just posting pictures of miniatures. And I'm probably going to start live streaming once a week because I have another project that we cannot yet talk about because of reasons that I need to be able to capture video for. So, and I know there are so many people in this room right here that have projects that we cannot yet talk about.
And follow Geek Show on Twitter, just at Geek Show, and of course our Facebook page.
Yeah.
All right.
One of the proudest moments in my life was getting banned from Orrin Hatch's Facebook page. Because every time I'd see a picture of him, I'd tag him as Orange Zombie. And they finally just...
Ban
they're
that guy.
like after the 35th time, they're like,
It's a dead man's Facebook.
we're done with this
I
legend
would
guy,
ask
they
for
said.
more.
I was permanently banned from Twitter twice, and I keep just making new accounts because I don't want to take down the tweets that got me
And they
banned.
don't stop coming, and he don't stop coming. Lee's coming back, and he'll never stop tweeting.
Wait.
Wow,
This sounds like...
just take that to Coachella.
Yeah.
Is All Star like on a constant loop in your head?
I think it is.
What?
It might be, right?
She's like, sorry, I was listening to All
Anyway,
Star.
Monday through Friday, 6 to 10, X96 for me, Kerry. Hi. All right, the big story, the big geek story that broke this week that everyone is talking about.
It never is, though.
But the return of Max Headroom. Everyone is
Wait,
talking.
what?
That's a
About-
thing?
I haven't heard about this. Wait, hold on.
And kids
So-
everywhere went, who?
Exactly.
No, when I saw Matt,
Glasses.
when I saw Matt Frewer on 2 cameos on season 4 and season 5 in The Magicians, I thought to myself, I bet you they'll bring Max Headroom back.
I love Max Headroom, you guys.
Well, I mean,
is for you,
nostalgia pays off, I guess. This is Matt Frewer is on board to reprise his role as Max Headroom. I mean, who else?
What does
right?
he do?
Oh, you don't know Max Headroom?
Well, I've got a Max Headroom 101 coming up.
he
here.
sells
young.
he
How
sells
would I
he
know
sells
what this guy
Pepsi,
does?
He does sell Pepsi, like,
and he has a dystopic television show starring Iggy Pop.
I'm sorry, I really like that show.
That show was good.
This is a potential drama series for AMC Networks. The *Halt and Catch Fire* co-creator Christopher Cantwell is involved,
Ooh, Halt and Catch Fire.
and also Elijah Wood is one of the project's producers.
What?
He's
Yeah.
a weirdo. That's good. He's a weirdo.
Yeah.
Such a
Rebecca,
random
he
assortment of
stutters.
things.
He stutters
Okay.
a lot. He
Here's-
goes,
Here's for the
No,
kids.
Max
for
Headroom, not Elijah Wood.
Oh. The Max
Maybe
Headroom,
he
yeah,
does
fuck
survive.
So
him.
Max
He can do
Headroom's
whatever.
stutter is because the feed lags is the lore behind it. You know?
and he sings with Art of Noise too.
Listen, the young people know who Max Headroom is because Selena Gomez's music video "Love You Like a Love Song" features Max Headroom. It does. Known for biting commentary, quick wit, and a manic glitch, the supposedly computer-generated TV show host, played by Matt Frewer, was first introduced in 1985 in the British cyberpunk TV movie Max Headroom. 20 minutes into the future, he became a pop culture phenomenon, went on to host a music video show, star in ads for New Coke, appear on the cover of Newsweek, headlined his own primetime series, the one that Shannon was talking about, Max Headroom, aired for 2 seasons on ABC.
It was good.
I didn't know there was 2 seasons.
It was so good. I watched. I mean, it didn't last long in the States, and I don't think we got it until 86 or 87. But yeah, I watched it religiously.
It had what's her
was
face
so-
had what's her face from the original Flash series.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, the one
pretty,
the lady,
pretty
the lady,
brunette. Yeah.
Couldn't
would
say her
go-
ours.
She'd go Bowie.
Bowie.
We all know
Alley.
that Matt Frewer's greatest role, hands down, though, is as Russell Tresh in the made-for-TV movie Generation X, 1996.
He was actually
Well,
really
He was
good in
the-
that, but
he was the bad guy, and he made people fart in a boardroom. It was great.
But he was better as Moloch in the Watchmen movie.
And
Oh,
he was
yeah,
also
wow.
really actually the only good part of the made-for-TV series, The Stand, where he played the trash can man.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
he was good in that.
Oh, come
yeah.
on. Gary Sinise brought the heat.
Okay, so that's not the big news.
Who
then,
are
I
all
guess.
these people?
Did I ever tell you that I watched that TV series out of order? I rented it on DVD one day when I worked at Hollywood Video. I was like, I like Stephen King. What's this? And so I put disc 2 in first accidentally, and it just started off in the middle of everything, and I'm just like, I guess this is one of those things where they just kind of throw you into it. And so I watched the whole second half, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. So I put the first disc in, and it's like starts the setup of characters. Oh, I see what I did.
I'm missing something here. Okay, so if that's not the big news, then I guess it's Marvel is looking for directors. Do you know any?
I'll do it. I don't have a job.
I love directing.
it
I
was
have
just an-
directing experience. Come on, let me add it. I'm an indie director.
It was just announced that Dustin Daniel Cretton, who directed Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, is going to be directing Avengers: The Kang Dynasty.
Nice.
He's got a deal set up with Marvel where he can pretty much do whatever he wants. He's developing the Wonder Man TV series. He's also him and a couple of comic writers are putting that together.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll
And
be
he's-
good as a comedy.
Wonder
He's got
Man
a
could be really good if it's done right.
Yeah, he's also got the Shang-Chi sequel. Let's see. There's also here are the rest of them.
If he can
Confirmed.
do anything, I dare him. Just dare him to do Pet Avengers.
He could do it. I want to see. We're all this.
If you say any kind of idea, Kevin Feige's gonna hear you.
Well,
Yeah.
then let me
I'm-
throw.
Do it.
Let me throw this one out then. This was in the comics briefly. Marvel Apes.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Look it up, kids. All right.
That's
Spider
not as fun as
Island.
Pet Avengers.
How about Dr. Bong?
Dr. Bong in the Howard. Yeah, he is the villain for Howard the Duck. Dr. Bong. It's not what you think.
He was a
Google.
villain for a
He's
lot
got-
of us
he's-
in the 70s.
He's got a big bell for a head and a clapper, and he goes.
Didn't you struggle a bit with Dr. Bong back in the 70s, Kerry?
Oh, a little. He was a nemesis. Yeah, sure.
I got a
Marvel is-
Dr. Bong in my house. He's upstairs.
Marvel has confirmed that Bassam Tariq will direct Blade. That's him. And also Julius Ona will be directing Captain America New World Order.
Ooh.
That's your Anthony Mackie Captain America. And Jake Schreier is directing Thunderbolts. He's got something to do with, that's going to close out
This
July
guy directed,
26th.
He looks like if you cut in line in front of him at the Apple Store, he wouldn't say anything.
He also
Just
looks
a-
like he prefers Miracle Whip to mayonnaise.
Just
Hey,
a
Miracle
soft-
Whip is phenomenal.
No.
Just a soft white guy.
I love me some Miracle Whip.
Oh God.
Yeah, no,
if
mayo is so much better.
Miracle Whip
Come on.
touches my tongue, I will throw up.
Hey, it's not that one
Immediately.
is better than the other. I like them both equally.
But Shannon's
Me
got a
too.
weird. Shannon's got a weird quirk. He only likes his mayonnaise lightly microwaved.
No.
Are you gonna try that pink stuff that's like making the rounds on
Do
TikTok?
not.
The one that's,
That
the
is
one that's making
asking-
people sick.
Tony,
Yeah.
Do
for the
not.
kids table, should we
No.
get a bottle?
Heck no. Nope, nope.
If
Nope,
anybody
I'm out.
wanted to murder me, make me a bologna sandwich with Miracle Whip
And pickles?
and sweet pickles.
That just sounds delicious to me.
Yeah, Carrie and I will,
All,
Carrie
actually,
and I will
guys,
get together
even
have that
just-
for lunch.
like
On
just,
on Wonder Bread, right?
just,
Yeah.
just imagining that right now, honestly, I got queasy.
I had
See, I
so
just-
many Miracle Whip bologna sandwiches growing up. Like
Me too.
a
Miracle Whip
ridiculous
bologny,
amount.
cheese,
Yeah.
American
Yep.
cheese. Come on,
American
don't get
cheese.
it wrong.
Yep.
See, it would
Yep.
kill me. It would kill me because I haven't eaten meat since like 1999. It would kill me. But if somebody said, Lee, you have to eat some meat to save the world, I'd be like, give me a pastrami with Swiss on marbled
You're gonna
rye
go that
with
rich?
a little mayonnaise. Oh yeah, because I'm going to die.
Either way.
And
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean a little mayonnaise and some stone ground mustard, and then you guys could all be like, he died so that we could live.
That
and I'd
sounds
be
delicious.
yeah,
When I was a kid, my mom used to make me banana and mayonnaise sandwiches.
Oh no!
Okay, that's a bridge too far. Yeah.
Take
One
it up,
time,
Miss Frost.
one time when I was still working at Burt's, it was when, like, one of the first places that you could order something that wasn't pizza and they deliver it, and it was subs, right? And I love a dill pickle. I get extra pickles on everything, so I'm like, give me this sandwich, extra pickles.
They did
And I'm
sweet
standing there.
pickles, didn't
I-
they?
I'm standing there behind the bar at Burt's, and I take a big bite into this sandwich, and I just get a mouthful of sweet pickles, right?
Yeah, no.
And I just turn to the garbage can right there, and I just start throwing up. And people are like at the bar, right? They're like, "What the fuck is happening?" Right? I'm sweet pickles, and I threw it away, and then I called and yelled at that place.
wow.
Pickles are an affront to taste.
Oh God!
So I'm gonna take a guess, but Dr. White
Kerry's like,
says Dr. White says that we have actually uttered the whitest thing ever said on Geek Show Podcast, and I believe that was the mayonnaise and banana sandwich.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Wow.
My,
Wow.
my mom would
Alright.
make mayonnaise and peanut butter sandwiches.
What is wrong with your mothers?
I don't know. Well,
What
Oh.
weird thing did your mom make, Tony? Everyone's got one.
I mean, we had a lot of hamburger helper. But
hold on. Let me
Not
ask
that
my mom.
weird.
Let me ask my mom. Hey, you in the box? What's wrong with you?
We were dirt poor, so we actually learned to despise Thanksgiving because for about 3 weeks after Thanksgiving, it was everything that she boiled off of the turkey carcass.
oh yeah.
I'll just end this with white bread, butter, sugar. There you go.
Oh, yep.
Oh yeah,
Sugar
that's,
sandwich.
You got
that's,
cinnamon,
that's
you got
reasonable.
cinnamon on there too?
Yeah, you could. You
If you're
could.
feeling special.
If you're feeling
fancy.
fancy.
For a
If it's
special
like-
occasion.
Like if it's a holiday.
Yeah, it's like your birthday. Have some cinnamon, you know. One film not discussed during the Hall H panel at San Diego Comic-Con, people noticed, was Deadpool 3.
Oh, that was on my
not-
list.
Yeah, not yet. I'm sorry. I just found this.
Okay.
Because I found a quote from Feige. He said historically they take big swings with part threes. He says, how do we elevate it in the way we've been able to? It's been very fun to be in the world of the Ryan Reynolds show. So they're guessing that they're going to have something for you at D23 in September for Deadpool
Nice.
3.
Yeah, and
So-
that's bigger, I think, for Marvel and Disney than Comic-Con is.
Yeah, we'll probably get to see
D23.
the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer that was screened, and it'll be soon. All right, now Lee.
Because I know James Gunn said that the whole reason why he's not even showing that trailer yet is because he didn't want to even show it at Hall H because the effects aren't done yet.
The effects aren't done. That's why
Yeah.
he
The effects are
insisted
never
it's-
done.
He insisted it not be put out into the world yet until
Yeah.
the effects are done.
I read that a lot of people cried when they watched this
Yes.
trailer.
I read an article from the cast of Guardians 3 who said this is a very emotional movie, not just because it's the last time we're all going to be working together, but because the story is very emotional. It will rip your heart out.
Well, isn't it supposed to be like all about Rocket?
Part of it,
Yeah.
yeah, is origins for Rocket Raccoon.
I just want a comedy that's just Mantis making fun of people. She's so funny.
All right, let's see. After these messages, we'll be right back.
Back. Yes. Back.
Shannon, I want to take the automatic controls off of your mic, so hang on a sec.
The automatic controls. What are those?
Yeah, echo cancellation and automatic volume.
Why? What?
You don't get them anymore. You
I
know
can't-
why.
Because I can't control it if it's done automatically.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that was a thing. So
No. No, it does that with everyone's once in a while, just as a default setting.
was I echoey?
Nope. But
You did
now-
nothing
They
wrong.
unveiled Breaking Bad statues in Albuquerque.
Albuquerque.
Imagine having literally nothing else. That your town's only claim to fame is not even taking a wrong turn at Albuquerque, but just Breaking Bad.
Or just
My-
like, let's go look at that. Let's go throw a pizza up on this thing.
Oh,
My,
that guy that owns
That poor house.
Yeah.
They keep throwing pizzas up there, and they're like,
My-
"Stop it!"
My wife's stepfather-in-law, his family settled Albuquerque back in the 1600s. It's something to be proud of. And they claim to this day that there's nothing accurate about Breaking Bad. And I'm like, there's a lot of people that would beg to differ just because, you have Rose colored colonizer glasses on.
Yeah.
Well, that's what people say about Under the Banner of Heaven. There's so many people who are like, "That's not accurate at all," and I'm
Yeah.
like, "That's extremely accurate." What are you
I'm
talking
sorry.
about?
Yeah, I was there. I saw it. All right, we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. And we're back. Okay, I wanted to get Lee's reaction because he is the Guillermo del Toro fanboy. What did you watch the trailer first of all?
About 5 times.
Okay, so I'm guessing that you approve.
It's stop motion. It's Guillermo del Toro, and they're doing the original story, which means the island of, or what is it, Wonder Island, where the Barkers take the kids and turn them into donkeys so they can make them work in coal mines. That's all going to be in there. He's going to go with creepy fairy tale, and that's what Guillermo del Toro does. I mean, he's never not done a creepy fairy tale.
Yeah.
Even Carnival Row was a creepy fairy tale.
So
Or, Nightmare Alley, sorry.
I was going to
The,
say, I
uh,
didn't know he was in Carnival
No.
Row.
Yeah,
The,
Nightmare Alley.
Nightmare Alley.
It's the Pinocchio trailer dropped last week. And so it starts with Ewan McGregor as Cricket, not Jiminy. Cricket, just Cricket. And you've got Geppetto, David Bradley is the voice, Tilda Swinton is the fairy, Kate Blanchett as Sprezzatura.
Bless you.
So the Pinocchio fairy tale started in the mid 1800s, and it was an Italian fairy tale. And the cricket ends up being his conscience because he smashes him like on the first couple of pages for being annoying, and so it's the ghost of the cricket that's haunting him for the rest of the story.
Oh, well. Yeah, the line that the cricket says is a story you may think you know, but
Yeah,
you
you don't know
don't.
You don't know it. There's a podcast when you've consumed all of the Geek Show stuff, and then you've moved on to Gadget Spot, and
Thank you.
and you've done your due diligence there. Then the Myths and Legends podcast is really quite good, and he's got 2 or 3 episodes focused completely on all of the different retellings of Pinocchio that have existed over the last couple of 100 years.
So, isn't Disney doing a live action remake?
They are, yeah. That's with Tom Hanks as Geppetto, and it looks and the puppet is Pinocchio that we know from
Right.
Disney. You know, it's
Right.
essentially the same thing. This is not that at all. You've got the voice the voice cast of Christoph Waltz, Ron Perlman, Finn Wolfhard, John Turturro, Tim Blake Nelson.
Those are good.
Yeah.
castings.
It's
and it's going to piss a lot of people off because they're going to go in there expecting the Disney Pinocchio, which has nothing to do with the original fairy tale. I mean, a little bit. There's some freaky
They still
stuff
have a
in the Disney
island
How many
Pinocchio.
that
donkey
turns
boys?
kids into
How many donkey
donkeys,
boys?
and they
There's
have all
quite a
that.
few, but they toned it down considerably. So
And did they make? There's an old like live action one, right, with that crazy Italian actor.
oh yeah.
yeah,
What's his name? I can't. Oh.
crazy Italian guy.
Crazy Italian guy. Yeah. We'll by the end of the show, somebody will shout his name, and we'll know.
Yeah.
Or the chat room will recall it.
Yeah.
But this will be released in theaters in November and then put on Netflix in December.
Nice.
The Disney one that you're talking about with Zemeckis and Tom Hanks is just going to be Disney Plus in September.
Oh, it's not going to be in a theater.
Yeah, they're just putting it right on
Well,
Disney
you
Plus.
saw how fast what was the Multiverse of Madness went on to D Plus like within a month. It sent like
Yeah.
I think it's
That was-
45 days is what they do. Right
is it
now.
45 days?
Something like that. Yeah.
God,
That's
did you-
good.
Do you guys remember like when you used to have to wait like 6 months for
Yeah.
Well,
stuff to come
Top
out on
Gun,
DVD?
the new Top Gun, Tom Cruise was like, no, we have to stick to the original release timeline. So you won't see Top Gun for a while.
Yeah, and
you can-
I knew Michael Beck had come through with Roberto Benigni. Everybody,
There you
No,
go.
Hey,
those
Roberto
Zachary
Benigni.
and Michael are both wrong. I'm sorry. Andrew's right. It was Father Guido Sarducci.
look him
Father
up, kids.
Guido Sarducci. It's
All right.
pronounced Pinocchio.
September 4th will be the premiere of season 6 of Rick and Morty. Everybody,
Yay!
Yeah, I wore a shirt for that. I wore a shirt. Rick and Morty shirt because I'm excited for it.
I think that's all you have, right? Is Rick and Morty shirts and Green Lantern shirts.
Well,
He had a Deadpool shirt on for
I
his
saw him wear a
reaction
video
shot.
game shirt once.
Okay.
I got other shirts.
As we all know, they love a gimmick. But here's the press release. I suspect there's something going on. This is from the president of Adult Swim. As we prepare to launch this soon-to-be iconic season, we will be giving fans a unique way to be a part of the fun, so keep your eyes peeled. It's Season 6, and Rick and Morty are back. Pick up where we left them, worse for wear, and down on their luck. Will they manage to bounce back for more adventures, or will they get swept up in an ocean of piss?
Ocean of piss.
Who knows?
Ocean of piss.
Piss? Family? Intrigue? A bunch of dinosaurs? More piss? Another can't-miss season of your favorite show. That's from the president of Adult Swim.
I want his job. Just have people come to me with ideas. Can we do this? Yes. Can we do that? No, that's stupid.
Right?
Anyway.
Like, I want his job just so I can bring back Joe Para Talks with you.
There you go. You know?
I just want more Aquatine. All right. Let's see. Now this was I didn't know that this was happening because I saw an interview with Alicia Vikander a few weeks ago, and they asked her about Tomb Raider, and she said, "I don't know what's going on." Well, boom.
Now we know.
Tomb Raider in search of a new home. Studios and streamers bidding to acquire the film's rights. The property that for 9 years was at MGM has now returned to producer Graham King and GK Films. They're starting to take bids, and apparently there's a feeding frenzy.
Really?
But she will. Yeah, Alicia Vikander will not. Well, they're going to redo it all. Alicia Vikander will not be involved, it says.
Good. Sorry,
So,
she was so bland.
Oh.
MGM was recently sold to Amazon, was involved with Tomb Raider thanks to a 2013 deal with GK Films, acquired the rights. MGM did not respond.
Let's blow some minds and cast a woman of color as Lara Croft. and
Sure.
Watch all the incels' heads explode.
So we've had
Why'd you
Angelina
make Tomb Raider
Jolie.
woke?
Angelina Jolie was in the first couple of them. Then Alicia Vikander. Bidding war. Feeding frenzy for who'd have thought Tomb Raider, you know.
They did do some really good Tomb Raider games recently when they rebooted the franchise again, but I don't think that this is a huge Hollywood-style, franchise thing that needs to happen.
Sorry,
other
I skipped.
stuff.
I skipped. Sorry.
I don't want to watch no Tomb Raider unless she got her boobs are shaped like pyramids.
That classic look, the pyramid boob look.
The way all of our boobs look.
Yes, exactly.
That's how mine look.
Just like, big
in real life.
pyramids, and they're just full of sand.
Mine look like sad, hairy pancakes.
I'll just say it. Cast Ming-Na Wen, you cowards.
Yeah, why
Oh,
not?
she could do it. She could do it. All right, She-Hulk. What we learned, this is a featurette that was in entertainment on E.T. Yes, thank you. They are slightly changing the origin story from the comics.
Tatiana Maslany said I don't know if the interview was for E.T. or because I saw this on the Marvel thing for like a featurette. She has taken in some of the Hulk's blood.
Mm-hmm. That's the difference.
That's the comics.
Well, that's
origin,
the comic
isn't it?
origin.
He had to give her an emergency blood transfusion.
In the comics,
Right.
it was a blood transfusion, but in
Right.
this case, it will be the aftermath of what appears to be a car crash or some kind of accident that both Bruce and Jen, where some of Bruce's blood gets into an open wound of Jen's, giving her powers.
That's pretty dang close.
How
It's
does
not as-
Hulk have an open wound?
Ooh.
If the accident happened before he had a chance to turn into Hulk.
Yeah, if he was
Oh,
banned.
and I
Yeah.
meant to. I listened to subscribe to our Patreon, everybody. I listened to your guys' Hall H deep dive, and oh dang it, I literally just lost what I was gonna say.
Was it
okay, it'll
about
come back.
She-Hulk?
Was it
Geek
about
Show
how we
got
were
this
wrong
covered.
about something?
Yeah.
I lost it.
Was it
Geek
about
Show.
how great it was?
Over
Geek Show
it
got
was great. It was great.
over 300 views on our YouTube channel on that.
GeekShowGotThisCovered.com.
There you go,
Kerry
Kerry.
got it in there.
Jesus.
Man, I
notice
wish I
I-
could remember what it was.
You notice I was quiet, Kerry. I knew what was going on.
Shannon nailed it.
All right.
I didn't want to be the one that got in trouble this time.
Yeah, so that'll be...
I remember what it was. I remember what you guys were talking about Bruce's arm. You guys were talking about Bruce's arm. And why wasn't it messed up in this? Because this must take place during the blip.
That's what I think.
Is
Oh,
everything
yeah,
going to take place during the blip?
Because Mark Ruffalo's arm is fucked up in the end credit scene of Shang-Chi when he's in human Hulk form or
Yeah.
human form.
That's right. He was in human form at the end. That's
Yeah,
right.
because we got people saying Wakanda Forever is going to be during the blip, and
All right.
I don't
so
know.
they're going to be like, we're
Sounds
going
like
to
a
do all
good-
these pre-blip stories.
Sounds like a good explanation, I guess. As good as any.
But anyway, so it's August 17th on Disney Plus. That's the slight difference in that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Well, and it's smart too, because I don't think Bruce Banner would willingly give anybody a blood transfusion knowing what's happening to him. Like that worked in the 70s.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, but
that makes sense.
In the comics, it was he had to give her a blood transfusion or she would die.
right.
You know?
He like
You
did
think
it in her apartment.
you think he would choose let her die versus she might be a
No,
Hulk
just-
afterwards?
I don't know. I mean, he doesn't really want to. I mean, right now he wants to be a Hulk. He doesn't have a problem being a Hulk, but you can see the Ruffalo Hulk having issues with putting that on someone without their consent.
For sure, but I think he would always choose life over
Depends,
life
Tony.
as
I
the
would.
possible Hulk or dead.
Now back to Wakanda Forever taking place during the blip. Now Trevor says that it can't because Shuri is in it, and Shuri was blipped.
She was blip. Okay,
Oh,
we'll
good
see. That
point,
throws.
good point.
I'm going to go back to whoever told me
so
that
there's
and
a
tell them
line.
they're wrong.
There's a line that Angela Bassett says where my entire family's gone, and so that's why that makes me think it's during the blip. But then maybe she comes back during the blip, or then there's also theories that Shuri goes into the afterlife,
Oh, the
The plane,
the plane, the
ancestral plane.
ancestral plane.
at some point. I don't know.
What if it takes place before or during and after the blip?
Yeah,
Could be. Yeah.
Don't you guys think like like Disney Plus should do a series that's like Tales from the Blip?
100%. I think
That'd be a really cool show.
that's ripe for stories.
Reanimate Stan Lee to host it as the Blip Keeper.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Welcome to
don't
another
even-
Tales from the Blip.
Don't even reanimate them. Just dig them up. and
Just
bring 'em
have
back.
you do it, Kerry.
Yeah.
We wonder what happened to the pizza guy during the blip.
They could CGI his face onto you. It's perfect.
Everyone is asking what my character, the FedEx delivery man, was doing during the blip. It went like this.
Are you Tony Stank?
So you're gonna do a
Excelsa
show. You could do a show where it's just what the different Stan Lee characters were doing during the blip.
That's all Stan wants to do.
even
It's just
better.
his characters. Yeah.
This is the part where I'm the male guy in the Fantastic Four 2 during the blip.
Here I am as a watcher.
During the blip.
This is what happened during the blip. It's a short episode because that character was blipped. All right. Let's see. Kristen Ritter, our own
Love her.
Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen the show, Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23.
It's
So
one of my
funny.
most favorite TV shows.
She
of
was
all
so
That's a good one?
good in that. She's so good in that.
I don't know where you can see that. Dig it up, though.
Last I checked, it was on Netflix.
Netflix?
Little known secret, it's the sequel to the B movie.
Shut
Jerry
me
Seinfeld, the B movie.
on.
Wow.
Well, she reprises her role as the antagonist because you don't want to trust that bee. That bee's dangerous. It
That's
sting
right.
you.
No,
get
that'd
the
be
Oh, it's on
Yeah.
Hulu. It's on Hulu. You can
It's on
watch it
Hulu? Yeah, dig that up. It's a fun show.
I'm gonna watch
So
it.
good.
She is going to star in and executive produce Orphan Black Echoes.
Speaking of Tatiana Maslany,
Exactly. 10-episode offshoot series takes place in the same world as Orphan Black, due next year on AMC and AMC+.
Cool.
All we know about it is Orphan Black Echoes takes place in the near future, explores the scientific manipulation of human existence. It follows a group of women, one of them played by Ritter, as they weave their way into each other's lives and embark on a thrilling journey unraveling the mystery of their identity and uncovering the wrenching story, love and betrayal, all that.
You know, if you like the Orphan Black, you should listen to the audio drama that Tatiana Maslany did about a year ago. It's
Remind me
really,
of-
really good.
Of the whole thrust of the Orphan Black show, I watched it, but
dudes,
I got
clones.
no memory. But there were clones, but there were like 5 different ones.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
right.
No,
there
there was
turned
like-
out to be dozens.
They're trying to figure out where
And she-
they came from and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it was
Okay.
military protocol. And she played all of them, which was
Yeah.
amazing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the one story, and you notice I bury it toward the end of the show that everyone was talking about, because it's a lot of Ben Affleck returning for Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom.
Okay.
Well, they had to fill the Ezra Miller spot somehow.
Maybe.
Oh,
You know, that's
And being married to
you
Jennifer
may-
Lopez ain't cheap.
you may have something there. You know.
I am here for any Batman Ben Affleck wants to do. I think his Batman was really good. I quite enjoyed him.
I
as
wanted to
Batman.
see his Batman fight Jared Leto's Joker. I know
That would've
people
been-
don't like Jared Leto's Joker, but I wanted to see that
Just
movie.
to see him get punched.
Same.
You just want to watch someone beat the shit out of Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Well, and then there's that. Yes, it's win-win. You know.
I just read an interview with Affleck where he said the Justice League movie is one of the worst acting experiences he's ever had in his entire life.
Oh, poor guy.
I can
Never
see
that
Being
guy
that.
was-
married to J-Lo ain't cheap.
That guy was in reindeer games.
I just love, like, I'm so proud of him. Like he went through all this bullshit, and then he came out the other side, and he's like married to J-Lo now, and falling asleep on a boat. I'm like, good job, Ben.
Would be.
Good job.
But yeah, you're not wrong, Rebecca. I'll bet that they probably had a Flash cameo in there, and they went, let's do something else. But March 17th, 2023.
Well, the Flash cameo that they filmed, they had to scrap because it was basically him breaking into this couple's apartment over and over and over again.
Right.
And taking children and keeping them on
Yeah.
his compound.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's no
yeah.
You guys, I read this
There.
interview with Grant Morrison
They.
where I guess he was working with Ezra on like ideas for the Flash, and his whole thing is like, that's not the guy I knew.
Yeah.
That's not he's
Changed.
not the same person anymore.
Yeah,
Really?
Mental illness can do some amazing things to a person's brain chemistry.
So something happened to him, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Also
Oh, well.
forgot to re-up. Ezra is a they them.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
right.
yes, that's right. And then before we go to break, this story, and you'll be happy to know. I know you started watching it, Rebecca, the Harley Quinn season 3, right?
I
did
haven't
too.
seen the season yet.
I started watching it.
Oh, it was Shannon. I saw.
Yeah.
I knew one of you did.
God, it's great.
Harley Quinn season 3. I found this little article because fans want a Harley Joker romance again.
Why?
I
Are they
don't.
not watching? Are they not watching the show?
Well, that apparently the showrunners had to step in and address this.
Yeah.
Why are people this way?
So it's Justin Halpin and Patrick Shoemaker. First, they addressed a couple of points in the series. Transition from the DC universe to the streamer. HBO Max swooped in, saved the show. From the jump on season 3, they were like, "We love what you guys are doing. Don't try to fix something that's not broken. If anything, they've been like, go harder, go edgier." And says we're all for it.
They have.
Oh, good.
That included leaning into Harley's romance with Ivy, which has led to some backlash from Joker and
course.
Harley shippers, of course. Schumacher quickly wrote that possibility off. He said, "We still have the occasional fan reaction of, I don't like Harley and Ivy together. She should get back with the Joker," which we're never going to do.
Good.
Yeah.
Harley and Ivy will never break up in the series as long as we have a say. There's something that we never want to touch again.
People who like that relationship,
Are unhealthy people.
Joker and Harley, they also are like enthusiasts of punching holes in drywall.
They're also
You know what I mean?
they're also the ones that were super rooting for Kylo and Rey to get together.
Yeah. They said that that love story was always the plan. It was always a place we wanted to get to, but we wanted to make sure that we were telling a story first. And they did, I think, effectively in the first two seasons. Absolutely. It was about Harley finding her own identity, self-discovery, what she's doing after that relationship. If you just had her jump back into another relationship right after that, fans would be like, why aren't they together right away? You know, and he has a lot of good points and reasons saying, he said, "We admit we're two straight white dudes show running the series, but we have a lot of people in the room who are queer, and we're not going to change that dynamic of the show."
On the new season, they've introduced Nightwing.
Nice.
Nightwing's and he is such a little bitch, you guys. It's so
I can't wait to watch.
it is so funny. Like, and he shows up and he's like super emo, and he goes to the Bat Cave and he's like talking to Batman, right? And he's like, "Yeah, you know, Bruce, blah, 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 blah." And Batman's like, "What's with the voice?" He's like, "What do you mean?"
And it's Diedrich Bader is the
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's
Vader.
like, you know, Nightwing's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Why are you talking all gravelly like that?" And it's just like back and forth, and they're both using basically the same voice. It's a goddamn comedy, right there.
Are all the episodes out, or are they dropping?
Just
Yeah,
three.
First three.
First
Yeah,
three,
then they do
okay.
weekly after that.
All right. We'll find out.
Great cameo by Queen Elizabeth.
Oh, really? Okay.
Excellent. Can't wait.
We'll find out more of what you guys are consuming after these messages.
Massages. Right.
Back.
Oh, I should tell people that are in the chat right now that we will be doing a live Q&A session after this. So stick around for that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
sorry. Spoiler alert, Carl. I'm gonna come get you. You're lucky I've known you since I was a kid. God damn it, I'll come find you.
Mike Gee with a really wonderful reference. Magnus, drywall fighter. It's for all of us old people who remember Magnus, robot fighter.
I just, I just keep thinking back to season 1 when Commissioner Gordon adopted a chunk of Clayface, and
Oh, my gosh. That was a great episode.
Oh, and what
You're
a
more than just evidence to me.
dumb piece of shit Gordon is on that show too. It's just fantastic.
Christopher Maloney. I love him.
Is
Yes,
that
of
who
course.
does the voice?
Yeah.
Casey Jones?
Yeah. Yes, of course you'll be acknowledged, chat room. We're going to do a live Q&A just for you guys if you stick
just
around.
for you, if you stick around.
Yeah.
We might even leave it on this particular thing. We might start a new room. I don't know.
We'll
What are we
see.
gonna do? We'll figure it out. We're flying
You
this
get
thing
what
with
you get, and you don't throw a fit.
We're building the plane while we're flying the plane.
Yeah, we don't use signals. We don't.
Oh, and by the way,
Hmm?
great use of the invisible jet on this season too. Right?
All right. Let's continue.
Are we gonna raise a glass?
To who?
David Warner.
Oh, fuck, I forgot.
I've got shit all pulled up.
Okay, great. Let's do that then. And we're back. Couple of quick things, and thank you for reminding me, Shannon. We before we get to my final story, we got to raise a glass.
Yes, we do.
To this guy was all throughout your genre stuff. I mean, he was in several versions of Star Trek. He was different characters in Star Trek. He was one of my favorite villains in movies of all time. Because, when you talk about movie villains in sci-fi, you always go to Darth Vader, you go to Ming the Merciless. But I think that in Time Bandits, David Warner as evil. Now, he wasn't the devil. People get it confused. He was evil. He was absolutely incredible in that movie. Just my favorite part of that movie.
I've got his IMDb pulled up here, and it's blows me away. Okay, so he played 3 different characters in Star Trek.
Yes?
He was the Chancellor Gorkin in Undiscovered Country.
Undiscovered Country, yes.
Which is honestly might be my favorite OG Star Trek movie. He was St. John Talbot in The Final Frontier, but we won't hold that against him. But, you guys, he was Gol Modred in that Star Trek
Lights.
Next Generation, the Four Lights episode,
The
Chain of
very-
Command Part 2.
Very famous episode.
the man
And
that
he's
broke Picard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's hardly in it. Like, it's just like he's this, like, shadowy voice.
Yeah.
And that is such great. And actually, I was like, when I saw that he passed away, I'm like, I got to go back and watch that. There are 4 lights, right? But,
Yeah.
Okay. But his greatest role, Kerry,
Was?
he was the voice of the Lobe. in
He was.
Freakazoid.
In our favorite cartoon, Freakazoid.
God, and what else? Like,
He was the voice of Ra's al Ghul in one of the iterations of Batman cartoons.
Oh, really?
Yes.
God, he was in
he was-
228 shows
was-
and movies.
Was he Ivan Ooze?
He was
my-
he was in
No.
The Secret of the Ooze, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Ivan Ooze was
Ivan
Power
Ooze was-
Rangers. Secret of
Power
the Ooze
Rangers.
was Power.
Yeah.
But no, he
Secret-
was in a Ninja
Secret-
Turtles movie,
Secret of
wasn't
the
he?
Ooze was
Yeah.
was Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
He has
Yeah.
a ton of voice acting
Right.
credits.
Kerry, I didn't know this. He reprised the Lobe in an episode of Teen Titan Go.
Yeah, yeah.
didn't
That's
know
the
that.
that's the one episode of Teen Titans Go I watched because I knew Freakazoid was coming back.
God,
Oh, yeah.
He was also the villain in Tron.
Time
He
after
was.
time. Thank you
Time
so much,
after
Zachary.
time, yeah.
Because that movie
He was Jack the
fantastic.
Ripper.
Yeah, yeah.
Jack
so
the
good.
Ripper.
He was Jor-El in Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman.
Oh, see, like he was in everything, man. Like
He was all over the genre.
Yeah, he
So,
was everywhere.
So David Warner, raise a glass. All right. Finally, this. Gremlins director Joe Dante says that Baby Yoda was completely stolen from his films.
oh my god, dude.
Come on now.
No,
Has he
I
never
think he's
seen
got a
it?
point.
Cookie argument.
He's got a point. He's got 2 eyes. He's got a nose.
exactly.
He's got a
He's
mouth.
got
Ears.
Got
Has he
ears.
never seen
You can't
the
feed
old
him after
Yoda?
midnight.
Has he never seen old Yoda? I mean, this is just
Do
a
not
baby
get
version
him
of-
wet.
old Yoda.
I mean, he makes some arguments in here, and I'm like reading them and going, but, there have been little cute, big-eared,
Yeah.
big-eyed creatures.
This is Crumble Cookie suing all of those other cookie places, saying that they invented cookies.
Yeah,
Yes.
Right? That just kills me.
I happen to know some people who know some stuff about that particular thing. Never piss off your food inspectors, folks.
Probably
he
always
says,
good advice.
He says, I think the longevity of the films is really key to this one character, Gizmo, who is essentially like a baby, which brings me, of course, to the subject of Baby Yoda, who is completely stolen and is just out and out copied, shamelessly, I would think, he
Does
says.
Gizmo have
Sir?
the Force?
Sir, his name is Grogu. Excuse me, sir.
People have been bombarding me on social media with comparatives and scale drawings. And, anyway, it's
That's
not.
stupid.
Guess what? Nothing's original anymore. We've reached a point where nothing's original anymore, and it's
Exactly.
all been done.
What came
Yep.
first, Gizmo or Yoda, who Grogu was based off of? I think Yoda.
Well,
By
Yoda was
years.
1980.
Yeah.
What year was Gremlins?
Like 84, 85?
Well,
I'll look it up.
okay.
Oh, I
look it
was younger than that.
Yeah, like I was a teenager. I was not an adult, but I didn't
I
see
wasn't
it.
alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. All I know is I wasn't. alive.
Yeah, because Yoda was May the 21st, 1980.
Yeah.
Gremlins, 1984.
There you go. Oh, thank you, Joe Dante. All right. What have you guys been consuming? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, Rebecca.
I only finished The Bear.
Oh,
That show was so good.
Episode 7, too many to-go orders. I had to pause the episode and walk around my living room like this.
Sue did the same thing. She's like,
Because I was like, this is a lot.
Oh man, when he loses it on her because she forgot to disable the to-go order pre-orders.
Ah!
that
That's all.
That's it? Okay.
Oh, man. I mean, what
That's
more?
all. I don't have
mean,
time to watch anything else.
the final episode of that, man, like
Oh, it's so good.
we talked about this on an earlier episode. That monologue he goes on in the Al-Anon
Yeah.
episode. Wow, like that guy, he deserves at least a nomination. I'll tell
At
you
least,
right now.
yeah, an Emmy
I'm-
nomination.
I'm sure he's going to get it because a lot of people in the business are taking notice. They're like, what is this little show? We didn't even know that it was coming out. What is this?
That's what it was for me too. I was on Hulu and I saw an ad for it with him on the front image. And I'm like, I like that guy. I'll watch this. What is this? Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
All right. Who wants to go next? Shannon?
I can go. I haven't really watched much new except for Harley Quinn, but I finally finished Orville.
Oh.
And
Well,
Wait,
it's not
finished?
quite
No,
done
there's
still
yet.
going.
okay, well, I guess I'm caught up. But
Yeah.
man,
It's been great this season.
I like that episode with Bortus's kid.
Oh,
I had tears in my eyes the entire episode.
Oh, yeah.
It was so good. And then I was like sitting there watching one episode. I'm like, who is that? The voice of the president, that blue dude. Who is that? That's Bruce Boxleiter, man.
Is that, you figured
Sean?
it out, huh?
Yeah. And
The Scarecrow?
Jolene should always be done Mocklin style.
Yes.
right.
And the time travel episode.
Oh, that
Oh,
time travel
dude.
episode's one of the favorite things I've seen on TV in a couple years.
That was a great
It
episode.
was so good.
Oh God, right? Because what I like about it is it takes all the tropes from Star Trek and kind of like turns them on their ear just a little bit. You know, and the other thing like that I love about it too is nobody's infallible on this show,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You know how like everybody's just kind of perfect on Star Trek?
Mm-hmm.
Or the
Well,
old
that-
Star Treks?
But
That
also,
was McFarlane's argument all the
Yeah.
time.
yeah, and aside from everyone being fallible, they also allow all the characters to grow as
Yeah.
well and mature.
Yeah.
And I Solar Opposites this year is
It's so good.
so good. And I just love how they shit all over Hulu all the time. You know what I mean? And
It's
'cause
like
there's-
what The Simpsons used to do with
Yeah.
Fox back in the
and,
day.
And yeah, they go to an amusement park called Hulu Land, and it's like the stupidest place ever.
And Bug Hunter reminds me about the Orville. It is moving to Disney Plus soon.
Yeah.
That's weird to me.
So it'll be on both Hulu and Disney Plus.
They asked if there's, I can't remember who it was, asked if there's swears and stuff in it now since it's streaming only. There's some swears, but I don't think they go to the big
I
swears.
think it's
even.
actually chilled out.
It's still pretty, I mean,
Yeah.
PG-13 at the most.
But
Yeah.
I think it's really chilled out. If you think, I'll never like watching the first season and that episode where Bortus is like addicted to basically holodeck porn.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I can't believe this on the TV.
Yeah, it's definitely
You know?
not that extreme even. So,
Right.
Yeah.
So
as it's gone on.
All right.
that's all I got.
Lee?
I only watched one thing this week.
Huh?
I watched What We Do in the Shadows, and I laughed and laughed and laughed.
Oh shit!
So, they go to the night market because Najee has to negotiate with the wraiths that are ruining the club because multiple things. The blood sprinklers keep clogging.
Yeah.
That's a
Man.
problem.
I'm 2 episodes behind. This sounds amazing.
Kirsten Schall's character is constantly startling people, which also kills me. But the night market literally is like the night market in Hellboy 2, except for
Really?
yeah, well, but with their budget.
Yeah, but
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
you know, and there's like little weird monsters and stuff.
Yeah,
Oh.
there's
great,
there's
though.
some great little jokes, but yeah, I just I love that show. It didn't break me like the previous week did, but it's always funny. It's always a good time.
Well, and I just love that the boy and Lazo
Yeah,
Lazo.
that
yeah,
their relationship is actually kind of like deepening a little bit.
yeah.
Hey, guess what?
Ever since the Staten Island Harpy.
It's. I was reading an interview with Matt Berry this week, and he said that because they came down to Comic-Con, he says, I didn't realize how popular this show is because I live in England, and in England, it's not doing well.
Oh.
Nobody likes it. He says, but I come to America, and I didn't realize it until I got here, and people yell "bat" at me.
I have three. Well, I got one on right now. I got 3 different What We Do in the
awesome.
Shadow shirts.
That's
an
amazing.
awesome
You know?
shirt.
That's
I've got-
aping the gorillas.
Yeah.
And I've got like 2
I see what
different.
you did there, Lee.
And I've got like 2 different Jackie Daytona shirts. And
Yeah, he said he didn't realize how popular the show was till he came here to visit.
So
And-
so where the show is brilliant, and this, as Rachel and I talked about this for like half an hour afterwards, I'm not a huge fart humor fan. So if you can pull off good fart humor that makes me laugh really, really hard, you are a genius. And there is a fart bit in this episode that literally had me like almost cackling because it was flawlessly executed.
I know what I'm
Nothing
watching as
better
soon as
than
we get done here.
nothing better than smart farts.
Yep, smart
Nothing
farts are
funnier,
great.
nothing funnier than a fart, except maybe kids falling off bikes. I could watch kids
I can watch
kids
that
falling
shit
off
all
bikes all day. I don't give a shit about your kids.
And Tony, what have you been consuming?
So I finished Solar Opposites as well this week. Just fantastic. What a great show. I went and saw Nope on Monday.
Nope.
Oh, you guys got to see that in theaters. It is worth the trip.
What was
on
it?
this week?
Nope.
Oh yeah, nope. Oh, did I talk about that last week? I did talk about
Yeah,
that
you
last
did.
week.
Yeah,
You
you
did.
reviewed
Yeah.
it, and I agree. I thought it was just
Well,
fantastic.
I can't see Nope until I see Thor: Love and Thunder because I still haven't seen that.
Judas
Well,
Priest,
they're not
Kerry.
connected.
I've been busy. I've been
They're not-
busy.
you can
Right.
watch one without
They
the
don't
other.
build on each other, Kerry.
I've been
They're in the
busy.
same
You know,
universe.
if you drink right, they're connected.
So yeah, I highly recommend Nope as well. Like everything that Rebecca said last episode, just really good. Started Paper Girls last night.
Oh,
Damn.
how is that?
It's good so far. I mean, I think we watched 3 episodes, and they put the whole season on at once on Amazon Prime, so you can binge the whole thing. But 3 episodes in, and it's good so far. I mean, it's
I love the comic. The comic is so good.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a Stranger Things vibe, but
I
not
really
like,
hope-
not
I
to
really
the point
hope
where
that
it
it
just feels
doesn't-
like they're retreading it or anything.
Yeah, I really hope that because Stranger Things came out before this and is like already so wildly successful that it doesn't like
Get lost.
No, it
get
doesn't.
lost in
Yeah,
that.
because it's different enough that it can stand on its own, I think.
And Stranger Things doesn't have the time travel adult element of the
exactly,
characters.
and that's what I was say. If you like time travel stuff, so far this is getting really intriguing. So yeah, Paper Girls, check it out. And then yesterday,
God damn it.
yeah, Shannon and I were supposed to go see DC League of Super Pets. Shannon had some car trouble, and so just me
Yeah,
went and saw
you and
DC
Megan.
Super Pets with my wife. And
My wife.
My wife. It's quite good actually. even as a kids movie, it still I think is funny enough that if you're a DC fan and you don't have any kids, you should still go see this movie.
Is it more fun than hanging out in an Arctic Circle for 3 hours?
Well, I mean, what is Shannon?
That's a high bar there.
I give I would say that it's a solid 4 out of 5 as far as kids movies goes, and especially if you're a DC fan, it's an easy 4 out of 5 because there's probably a dozen jokes in that movie where I was the only one that laughed in the theater because they were references to DC stuff that
They're
I
like
got.
deep cuts?
Deep cuts and Easter eggs and things like that. The voice acting was great. The animation was great.
And isn't it Keanu Reeves that's the voice of
Keanu Reeves is Batman, and I was I poo-pooed that in my head at first because Keanu Reeves is great at being Keanu Reeves, but that's about.
Have you met Batman though?
That's about the range that he has. Well, little did I realize he is awesome as Batman. He was really good.
And who does? And Superman's somebody
So
too.
Superman is John Krasinski.
Yeah.
Lex Luthor is Mark Maron.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
It's great.
Now, but the best one though is Kate McKinnon.
Kate McKinnon is the gerbil.
She plays a gerbil that was owned on and experimented on by Lex Luthor.
Name's Lulu.
And Lulu, and she's going to take over the world. That's all I needed to hear.
No, let me tell you, it's a kids movie, but there's no reason why you can't like it as an adult. It's like you remember how everyone liked Shrek when it first came out because Shrek's a great movie. Just there's nothing really much to say about that. You can love it as an adult and as a kid, and I think DC Super Pets is in the same league as like the first Shrek movie. So
yeah.
four out of 5, easy.
Goddamn mad.
You know, my mom always said that Caligula was a movie kids and adults can like.
Well, she's not wrong. That's it for me.
Before I get to my TV listings, this late breaking story that was just handed to me. We're going to be living on platform cities in the next 30 to 40 years.
I
Because
won't.
well,
Floods?
those of us who are still around, because on July 31st, 2022,
That's this
George Jetson will be born.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
Do you know the math on their relationship?
oh, yeah.
I read a thing about this the other day.
Yeah. It's
What
How
is
old
it
is she?
specifically?
She
Rebecca?
she had to have been 16 or 17 when she had the daughter,
Wow.
and
Judy.
George was like 24.
Wait,
Wow.
well, it's the future. Things might be different.
You know, with the insider
It's the
knowledge,
future of the 60s. Things were
Yeah.
different.
with the insider knowledge I have from watching the Jetsons pretty religiously as a kid, I think I'm going to go off and create Cogsworth's Cogs now, so that
Jetson!
Jetson.
Oh, that's Spacely Sprockets.
you guys,
Those
I,
is what's
Yeah,
Cogsworth's
Spacely
Cogs?
Sprockets.
I
That
love
was the
that.
competitor, I think.
Ah,
I
well,
I
I
love
want
that.
to be the competitor.
I love the theory that people have floated that the Jetsons and the Flintstones are actually in the same timeline, and that the cave people are like the
They live on the
survivors
ground.
of the apocalypse, and the Jetson people live up in the sky.
Oh,
They
that's
did.
funny.
They did have a crossover.
They had a crossover episode.
Yeah.
But it
Oh,
was
yeah.
time travel was involved.
But it was
in
time
that
travel,
one.
yeah.
Or was
Time
it?
travel. They call it an elevator
and,
from the sky city to the ground.
And why were the Flintstones celebrating Christmas? Because Jesus had not been born at that.
Good question.
Oh.
How interesting.
A real thinker, huh, guys?
A wizard did it. But anyway, so thanks to Corey for sending me that just now. I watched two. I finished 2 series this week, and I started another one. The Old Man with Jeff Bridges. I finished.
I've been meaning to watch this.
I
Is it
started
good?
that.
Get on that. It's only 6 episodes.
Okay.
And it's
Get
got
on
Jeff
that.
Bridges in it, man.
And
Hard for me to watch anything with Jeff Bridges in it.
Why?
What?
Because my dad and Jeff Bridges sound
Oh.
alike, look alike, and everything. So it's like
That is true. I've met your dad.
Yeah, anything, and it's like from Lebowski forward, anything with Bridges in it is my dad, and he talks like Lebowski. So anytime I see anything,
Holy
it's
shit,
like my
you're
dad will be
right.
like, "Yeah, you're right, man. Everything's bad, man. It's terrible. It's just yeah." So I
Lee,
can't.
that is so true.
It is.
well, then don't watch it. I don't know what to tell you.
If he's cool, he's laid back and everything, but like if he gets beat up, I go like, "Stop hitting my
No,
dad."
he gets beat up a lot.
I don't want to see that.
He also does a lot of the beating.
Oh, cool.
Oh, see, I've seen my dad beat people up.
Okay.
And
Non-vets
me,
with PTSD.
I'm lucky because the only actor that reminds me of my dad is Red from that 70s show, and I'm so excited to have him back.
In the Old Man, he plays a veteran from Afghanistan, Iraq, and
Okay.
and so maybe you don't want to watch this if that's the case. Also, finally finished Umbrella Academy season 3.
Oh, I'm a few episodes in. How does it stay? I thought it was good so far. Does it stay good?
I'm quite happy with this season.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I'm quite happy with it. It goes to, as this show always does, it goes to a place you don't think it'll go, but it does, and then leaves you with a nice little cliffhanger at the end. This show specializes in that, and that's exactly it delivers. And then I started Light and Magic, the Disney Plus documentary about industrial light and magic.
When
It's
I
a
saw
little-
that, I immediately thought of you. I was like, Kerry's going to watch this.
Well, here's the thing. I watch it, sure, but it's so. In politics they call something wonky. That's like inside politics and inside baseball. This one is one of those shows. It's like you've really got to be passionate about this kind of thing.
For instance, Michael Okuda from Star Trek's, like the guy that he and his wife designed a whole bunch of shit for Star Trek. He's saying it's the greatest thing he's ever watched.
See, exactly. See, if
So-
somebody like that is praising it, then you know the kind of show it's going to be. It may not be for everyone, but give it a try. Because I think it's important, especially for the young people, to see how this thing started. In a warehouse, a hot warehouse in California
with models.
with model kits, and
Just like Geekshow.
and they had never, they couldn't find the kinds of cameras they wanted to do to make what they were doing, so they had to build them. It's stuff like that. So
I
So
remember
it goes
watching
way
the-
out into the weeds.
And I remember watching those documentaries when I was a kid, right? When they
Yeah.
were showing how that stuff was made, it blew my mind. I was like, wait.
Seeing Ben Burt out there hitting telephone poles.
I haven't gotten to the sound effects yet. That's,
I
I'm only-
remember watching like 2020 when I was 8 years old, and they were out there with their little metal hammers hitting different telephone cords and shit, seeing what different sounds they can get. And that's the blaster sound right there.
Yeah.
So
Because there was a time when there were just complete and total nerds about this, but we didn't have the internet. We had an occasional magazine, and then you knew somebody who knew somebody, and that's how that family came together. So anyway, Light and Magic on Disney Plus. Games, Tony.
Okay, you guys ready to play?
yeah,
Yeah.
Which
God,
game
this
is
is my new
fake?
favorite thing. This is my new favorite thing.
we need
we
a
go.
theme. We need a theme song for games.
Which game is fake that's coming
Go,
out
go,
this
game.
week?
Ladies
This
and
one.
gentlemen, it's time to play.
First up,
Which game is fake? Starring Tony Eccles.
Frillgun.
Fake.
Real. The Mortuary Assistant.
Fake.
That's real.
Real. South of the Circle.
Fake.
You're just going to say
Real.
fake every time, Lee? That's real. This one's called Camp Canyonwood.
Real.
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 Fake.
Plate Up.
Played up? Real.
Plate.
Like a restaurant.
Plate. Yeah. Real.
Fake.
You're right.
Oh.
This one's called Hindsight.
Real.
Real. This one's called Kokoro Clover Season 1.
That's
Definitely
gotta be
real.
That's definitely
Fake.
real, right?
That's real.
Ah.
Hard West 2 for the PC.
Oh, I played Hard West 1, so I know this is real.
This one's Thunderbolt Collection.
Real.
Fake.
It's
Fake.
real.
Damn.
Oh. Turbo Golf Racing.
Real.
Real.
There's only one fake one, right?
Yeah.
Or last week there wasn't any fake one.
This one's called Retreat to Enon.
Real.
To what? To what now?
Enon.
Oh, yeah.
I just
real.
you just read these off, and I'm like,
This is
Like-
a real one.
who just go, oh, I like that name. I'm gonna go buy that.
And Mario Badminton.
Fake.
Fake.
You got it. That's a
Come
real
on,
one.
Tony. Put some effort
That one
into
was.
it.
I know.
I'd play that though.
I
would
would
too.
play that too.
On the Wii. It's Mario Badminton on the Wii.
Ba-ding. Get that shuttlecock. Ba-ding.
All right. I think that's all we have, Mr. B, if you would please.
Sorry. God, Ham! You take off that Miracle Whip and fucking Sweet Pickles right now.
All right. So, since we're doing a live Q&A, should we keep this channel or should we launch a new channel so that we have the Q&A on a separate thing?
I would say Tony could make the call on this.
I can cut it as easily as make a new channel, so it doesn't
Okay.
bother me.
Okay.
All right.
So
If we have everyone here, we might as well just.
Yeah,
yeah, so we've
Yeah.
got 63 people watching.
I'll
Do-
just
do
make
we
a
wanna
note
do a
see where
picture?
we ended.
Well,
Yeah,
we
let's do
got
a
it-
picture first, and then we'll do the.
I've actually got you guys. I'm so prepared this week.
Nothing.
my props, my shirt.
My word is my song.
Hey,
All right.
I gotta.
Oh yeah, right. Sorry, I
We're
was making
ready,
notes.
yeah.
Oh, no, just hang on now. Okay. Get nice and close. All right, 3, 2, 1. I believe we got it.
I'm just excited for Monday.
What happens on Monday?
First day of Halloween.
Oh,
It's a 4-month. It's a 4-month celebration of the People's Republic of Kyrgyzstan.
okay. 'Cause it's August on Monday.
Yeah, no, we celebrate it all the way through the end of December.
All right.
All right. Okay. How do we want to do this? Ask us anything. I guess
Get
you just.
your questions in.
Yeah,
How do
make
you
sure
get-
if you have a question, please put it in a bracket so that we know that it's a question and not just a comment.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
I watch a lot of YouTube live Q&As.
Okay.
I love that I found Snowball again. I totally forgot I owned this,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
it scares the shit out of Moose.
Does it really?
Oh, because the noise. Have you ever heard the noise it makes?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, it doesn't talk, which you'd think it would. It doesn't say, where are my testicles? It just does this.
Where are my testicles, Summer?
And it comes out of his ass, too. That's what's weird.
Interesting.
Fluffy was my slave name. I am now known as Snowball.
Let's see.
We don't have any questions yet.
Well,
Nobody wants to know anything.
Well, Jason Farley wants to know if anybody's more excited for the Willow show than the Lord of the Rings show.
No.
No.
I have
Neither.
the same amount of excitement for both, which is
Kind of me.
We're off to a killer start on this
I
Q&A.
was a full-grown adult when Willow came out, and so it wasn't for me, but I've been reading Lord of the Rings books since I was 7, so I'm really excited for the Lord of the Rings series.
all right. Here's a question from Trevor. So, who would you want to see play Doom in the MCU? My choices would be either John Hamm or Javier Bardem.
Those are good
Oh,
choices.
those are both really good.
I've been saying Ham for years.
Yeah, I vote Ham as well.
Ham is great. I personally really love the idea of Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy would be good.
Yes.
Let me
Yeah.
let me throw this at you. Giancarlo Esposito.
Ooh, no, they're
Yeah.
saving him for Professor X.
I would love him as
Ooh.
Professor.
That would be
I've read that rumor like over and over again.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh god, I love that idea. I think it should be Werner Herzog.
Oh,
I think
dude.
there's
Timothy Chalamet.
No, he's in everything.
Timmy Chalamet.
Yeah,
Oscar.
he's hot. He's hot. That's
Is he,
Chalamet.
like,
he's so hot
17
right now.
years
He's
old?
so hot right now.
Who played him in in the
In the 2014 one?
No, in the Corman one, where it looked like he had pudding on his head.
Oh, Corman? I don't even know. I've never seen
That was 30 years ago, Shannon.
Probably
Well,
like
they should give that guy another shot.
Yeah.
give him another shot. Let's
Oh,
see.
what about what's his name? The German actor, Christoph
Werner
Waltz.
Herzog?
Christoph Waltz?
He'd be
Yeah.
good.
He'd be good.
He'd be good.
Sure.
And so Trevor, let's see. Oh, Jeffrey Kale wants to know if there's any interest in streaming games like Star Citizen or Power Wash Simulator.
I'd say yeah, for sure. We just need a...
We just need a mystery
Do it.
platform to do that on.
Yeah. Bug Hunter wants to know when we're going to get that Stray content, Rebecca.
Yeah, Rebecca.
Rebecca, we should
think
probably just do it.
It
I
takes.
remember...
Here's the thing: is I can only play the game for like 5 to 10 minutes at a time.
You're so happy.
Yeah,
Well, I have a life. I have like I got a lot of stuff.
she got pool
so-
problems.
I got
yeah.
food
too,
problems.
too busy for our Patreons, I see.
Yeah.
So, people in the chat, or just people listening. So, here's a fun little thing I like to do. Rebecca hates Mars Attacks.
Yeah, so please encourage people to just send Mars Attacks.
So,
memes.
whenever I see a Mars Attacks meme, I send it to her.
Great, I
And
love
now,
this.
and now you pretty much, she doesn't open my texts anymore.
I did that for a while, and then I did it, and she got really mad. So I promised I'd never do it again. So I'm
What was
on
sad
Mars
is
Attacks permit.
I found some really great Stray memes, and I was going to send them to you. I'm like, oh, she'll never see them.
She'll never see
Yeah,
them.
no, sorry.
Let's
You lost
see.
that trust. Didn't you?
Daniel Cantu in the chat room wants to know, and I want to know, why don't we play the Geek Show ska theme anymore? Tony.
You told me to use
Yeah,
the 8-bit
Tony.
one.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, he said. Oh.
Bring
Terry,
back
if you want, I
bring
can
back the ska. Sure,
I can put together a video intro with the ska theme on it that we can
Oh,
play
would you?
ourselves in with. Yeah, I'll have it ready for next week.
Thank you. Let's do
you go.
that. That's the Beam Me Up Ska Tees who made that for us.
Use it up. It's good stuff.
Ska people just, thank God they make the best names for their bands.
Cast the Jetsons movie.
Oh.
John Hamm is George Jetson. All right.
No, the guy from Modern Family is George Jetson. And
Yeah, Ty Burrell.
Ty Burrell is George Jetson. And
Utah's own Ty Burrell.
I
yes.
would put Sarah Chalk in as Mrs. Jetson, and then the kids could be anybody. So
Yeah, that's true.
I think they should just have the guy that plays Colin Robinson.
No, you know who you
Just
have
put
as
his fa-
George. You know who you have as George Jetson? Jason Sudeikis.
That'd be a good George Jetson too.
Okay.
Oh, and then Dove Cameron as the daughter. Dove Cameron, if you watch
Yeah.
like Schmigadoon, and
Yes.
she's the voice
Schmigadoon.
of Ghost Spider and all of that stuff.
oh, cool.
But if they got to go dark like the comic, and in the
Like
DC
Riverdale, they got to do a River. Can we do
Well-
a Riverdale, but for
well,
the
no, so-
Jetsons?
Jetsondale.
Warner Brothers owns all the Hanna-Barbera IPs, and they did all these dark versions of all the Hanna-Barbera stuff, right? And one of them was the Jetsons, and Rosie the robot, the maid, had George Jetson's mom's brain in it.
That's dark.
Yeah.
Stick around, Mom. You're gonna
Well, that
clean our house forever.
that Snagglepuss series that they did, it won a lot of awards.
Oh yeah, because where he was basically like Tennessee Williams.
Yeah, Snagglepuss was Tennessee Williams.
Yeah, and he was gay in the 50s.
Yeah, and in the closet. Oh, it was really well done. I have a copy of it right over there. Let's see. Kyle says, given the fact that she wrote him a 3-page letter of questions, do you think Iman Vellani will someday take over the stewardship of the MCU from Kevin Feige? I don't know about any of that.
No, I think when Kevin Feige dies, they're shutting it down.
That
Yeah,
was
it's over.
good for the MCU.
I mean, let's be honest. Let's see. Is there any interest in... How do I apply for citizenship in the People's Republic of Kyrgyzstan?
Well, you marry into it, and that's not happening.
That's the only way it happens.
Yeah. I mean, it's a nation of 4 at this point. Well, we did extend that to the dogs. The dogs are Kate's. Not that the fucking cat'll never be.
Oh,
a citizen.
poor kitty.
Hey, behave.
It's a cat.
No,
Liza,
we've had cats that got to be citizens. This one,
Liza, will the Beam Me Up Scotties copyright strike? No, because they gave it to us.
Aw.
Those guys just made that for us and gave it to us. So, let's see. Carl, Shannon, are you still interested in doing a screening of my movie Blood Brothers?
Oh, hell yes.
2 that you are in.
Yes, I play the bad guy. And I've got like a terrible like British accent, and it's me in
Shannon.
high school.
Anytime you start doing accents of any form, they all just kind of congeal into the same thing eventually. And I don't know what it is.
About?
I used to think I was a master of accents until my wife said they were all Apu and that it was
Exactly.
racist as fuck, so I had to stop. So now I just don't do accents.
Remember all my that bit that I did forever on the show where every time I do an impression, it was just Borat.
Yeah, exactly.
And it'd be like, "I am your father."
Oh, Jason Farley has a question. Probably Shannon should ask this one. Or answer this one.
Mutants being introduced in Ms. Marvel, should they go all in or slow play it? Is that the one?
I think they're gonna slow play
It
it.
already looks
Yeah,
like
they
they're going
should
to slow play.
it. Was that the one for me?
Was
No.
that the one?
Oh, there's one above it that was it was the Mars Attacks ack with a question mark.
Oh,
I missed that one. What did you think of the rehearsal? It's very disturbing.
yeah, but I
It's
love it.
hard. It's hard to watch, but it's good.
I
That
watched
second
half of
episode.
I watched
you
half
guys-
of the first episode and then I stopped and I
That's
was
what I
like,
was
no
gonna-
thanks.
I was going to ask who's watched the second episode
The
so
second
far.
I haven't,
episode.
man. I'm still
Wow.
recovering from the first.
Oh,
The second episode is very difficult.
it is, yeah.
That guy is so odd.
And I won't get into, well, why, but I'm beginning to question whether this was a good idea.
Like he's one of those guys like Joe Pera, where I'm like, is this an act or is
Yeah,
this really
exactly.
this person?
It definitely
You know?
comes up, it bumps against the line of good taste, I'll tell you
Yeah.
that much.
Jeffrey Kale's question: Fizz So Delicious or Swig? This is gonna be an interesting answer.
They're all the same to me.
Yeah,
Pretty much, yeah.
I frequent So Delicious because it's on my way places.
I've never had any of them.
Me neither.
I've
Man,
only had swig, and it's just soda with other ingredients they've
Yeah,
added on top
but
of it.
It's just
No
sugar,
matter-
sugar,
no matter
sugar,
where you
sugar,
go.
sugar.
Yeah.
Well,
And
not
they
if you
have
get the
lines
diet.
They have long lines at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing.
I prefer I really do like the Funky Cold Medina from So Delicious. I get it without the blue curacao because ick. And I was a bartender for so long, I never want to taste that shit ever again. But you know,
Let's
they're
see.
drinks. They're
I always
drinks.
get whatever the Dr. Pepper one is. So whatever their
Dirty Dr. Pepper.
the Dr. Pepper with coconut and raspberry, whatever that one
Ew.
is. I always like that
okay.
one.
I hate fake coconut flavor. I think it's the worst.
Trevor says, "Is Jay gone today because he's trying to collect the winnings from Jimmy?" Maybe.
Yes, that's exactly. Yeah.
He told us he
casting-
wasn't going to be here and not to ask why.
he's casting a spell out in the woods.
Yeah, he is.
That's the last place you want to summon Jimmy. He's not going to show up in the woods.
I was gonna say maybe he went to San Diego to shake somebody down.
Liza
He's
Nell
gonna,
wants to.
he's gonna walk up to Frank Miller's brother and ask him where Jimmy's at.
If you're gonna summon Jimmy, you got to do it at the Hotel Monaco.
That's true. That's where his ghost is resting. Liza Nell wants to know what my favorite voice to do is. Well, I don't have a favorite, but I am working on my Selena Gomez right now.
Oh, please.
What?
Selena Gomez.
She's got, yep.
Why do you guys? You're old.
She talks a lot at the front of her mouth, and her mouth is
yeah.
always very closed. And I don't know if it's a lupus thing
I mean,
or
I
You're
think
both-
it's odd.
you
you're
know who
both
she-
old.
She reminds me of, she's got a bit of a Kate Mulgrew voice going on, if you ask me. I forgot to mention Only Murders in the Building and what I'm watching. That's, oh
Yeah,
man, that show's
yeah,
so
we've
good.
been watching that too.
I think we should all list off what our favorite voices are that Kerry does.
Oh man, I love the fella that sells
That's my favorite.
newspapers for.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that.
What's his name? What's his name again?
I can't remember. God,
It's not Aloysius. That's
No,
that's
no,
Shannon's
that's
character.
That's Shannon's character.
I-
Yeah.
that voice breaks me every time.
There was a period of time where I could nail the Hot Pockets lady.
Yeah, I nailed the Hot Pockets
Phrasing.
lady once.
Heyo.
Kerry, let's hear that guy. Sell us some newspapers.
Well, you know it's important to keep your
Yes.
newspaper alive. Your special local newspaper. Where else are you going to learn about the flood on Main Street? Well, okay, flood is a strong word. There was a water main that broke, but they fixed it in an hour.
I'd also
That's close to Selena Gomez, I think.
It's almost the same thing.
I know you guys maligned the Utah word of the day, but whenever you play the character of the son of the mayor of
Denver
Mona,
Criddle.
Denver Criddle kills me.
People think they know where that voice comes from. They think that they all have their origin for it, but I know because I did it. It is my impression. This is a deep dive of Larry Hagman on Dallas
Oh my God.
because he always
dive.
As JR?
as JR because in the first season his voice was a little higher, and whenever he talked about his father, he'd say, "But Daddy," and it went from there.
Yeah.
That's where Denver Criddle comes from.
It just make here. Say something. Say something, Evan. I just want to hear it. Now you're just entertaining me.
Now you're just being coy.
Daddy, what time does the space show open? I want 2 tickets to the space show.
And I like you added that little lisp. It's
Yeah,
just good.
it's just to make him sound, stupid. I think we need to count these votes extra hard, Daddy, because they're cheating. They're cheating in the voting. You got to keep an eye on it. Don't accept any mail-in votes, Daddy.
You know what? I think, Carrie, that could segue into a Ted Cruz. I think you could pull off a
Ted
good Ted
Cruz.
Cruz.
Yeah, but if he pulled off a good Ted Cruz, I'd have
Yeah.
to come murder him.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Don't want to scare the algorithm. Not talking real murder.
I would really
Or
like
Ted
to.
Cruz.
I would really like to play his cousin on one morning if I could.
Let's see. Endless Night Videos. Base, wash, dry brush, highlight. What's the correct order, Lee?
Depends on what you're trying to pull off. I usually start base, wash, dry brush, highlight. Yeah, that's actually the correct order right there. You didn't really need to ask the question. But depending on what you're trying to do, the correct thing from my technique is to start off with a zenithal highlight base, then a regular base, then a wash. I usually use inks now. Dry brush barely, very, very little to pull out some of the smaller highlights, and then a highlight pass. And then usually I'll follow the whole thing up with a final wash, and then what we call bullet coating, which is 2 coats of gloss and 1 coat of matte. There you go.
Boom.
What does
Kerry,
Matt
you
have to
almost,
say about
you
that?
almost killed Paul White. He said he almost fell off the elliptical because of Denver.
Rebecca, did you see the horror movie X? If so, what are your thoughts?
Yes, X is a very good Kid Cudi in it. I love Kid Cudi. X takes the scariest thing in the world that you didn't know you were afraid of, and that's horny old people.
Oh, yeah, that's terrifying.
At the end of the movie, at the end of the credits, always stay to watch the credits, kids. There's a trailer for a prequel movie called Pearl, and that full trailer was just released this week. So you get the prequel story to the scary old horny lady.
Pearl. I'm not gonna. It's too easy of a joke.
Let's see. I want to find out what happened to Ursa Major after the events of Jason Aaron's Avengers number 50. Can anyone point me in the right direction?
Went to go live on a farm.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
on the farm.
With all the other bears where he could run and jump.
Yeah. I don't think that they've addressed that yet, have they? Why did you stop going to Anime Bonsai? Well,
Stopped being invited.
Stopped being 20.
well, that was really. I mean, we were still invited, but it just wasn't a good fit.
Let's be really honest. It was like we had a couple of good years at Anime Bonsai. We had a good time, and the crowd got progressively younger, and we got progressively older.
And
Yeah.
We get older, they keep getting younger. All right,
Yeah,
all
exactly.
right, all right.
All right.
It was also decided that we should probably stop going so that me and Jimmy didn't go to jail.
Yeah.
Yes. And
let's
Kyle
see.
Christensen points out the character's name was Salt Lick, Kerry.
Oh,
Salt Lick.
Salt Lick.
Yes.
That's right. I'm
memory.
the editor and writer and photographer of the local paper.
Yeah, but Anime Bonsai was a great show, and we had a good time there, and I
and
think
it's still
we
a
had some
great
good
show.
memories.
Oh,
Yeah,
and I loved staying at that hotel and eating egg glop
Yeah.
every morning.
Oh, I talked to those guys. That show keeps getting bigger every year. So if you're an anime
not
fan,
surprised.
certainly,
Not
you know,
surprised.
keep
Yeah.
going.
And like we had some like great fun too, like hanging out in that bar.
Oh yeah, like hanging out with Sunny Straight and
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I would tell kids that I interviewed Vegeta. No, not Vegeta.
He was Krillin.
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 And they're like, "What?" I go, "Yeah." And I asked him if Vegeta was as big of a jerk on set as he is on the show. And I loved that, like, because he's like,
Yeah, total jerk, man.
Yeah.
We hate when we see him coming out of the trailer.
and I'm just
He-
like, "You're
He
so great."
he plays one of the saddest characters on Full Metal Alchemist, where like all he wants to do is go home and see his little girl, and then he gets murdered. So he recorded a message to my kids where he was talking. I can't wait to see you guys.
That's cute.
My oldest is still pissed at me for that.
Jimmy Johns wants to know, what's a show that you watch that you're afraid people will make fun of you for?
Oh, I already
Most of
shared
them.
mine. The Bachelor and F-Boy Island.
Yeah, it's not a guilty pleasure if you don't feel bad about it.
Good point, too, yeah.
That's true. Mine's Survivor.
I'm still like, when the Masked Singer comes on, I watch it. You know.
I tried to watch what was the show the guy that did Scrubs went on to do?
Ted Lasso.
Cougar Town. And I tried to watch Cougar Town because I have friends that said it's a great show, but I was watching it and my family made so much fun of me that I'll never watch it now.
Oh,
They're like, "Oh, Dad's
Oh,
watching
buddy.
sitcoms like an idiot." So
and I watch way too much Family Feud, you guys.
Yes.
No, like seriously, like it's gotten to the point where I get pissed. You know, like I'll be like, "That's not a good answer, Alan," and I'll fucking flip a table.
The,
You know?
I think the closest I can get to like answering this question is like I listen to a lot of Last Podcast on the Left, and I sometimes don't want to talk. I don't want to bring up that I listen to true crime podcasts because like I'm in my 30s and I'm a white woman. You know, like it's a little on the nose. So I think that's the closest I can get to answering that.
See, when you said that you listened to, I thought you were going to follow it up with, I listened to a lot of Smash Mouth, and that's what you were going to admit to.
Again, it's not a guilty pleasure if you're not embarrassed by it.
Oh God! Wait,
I
hold
mean,
on.
as a listener of Creed and Nickelback, I know how you feel.
Wait,
so,
Rebecca, do
know,
you
who
really
cares?
like listen to Smash Mouth a lot?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I
Oh, wait,
asked,
we're not actually admitting things that we listen to that people might think is bad? I don't listen to Creed and Nickelback.
because like
Nope.
I'll tell you what, I accidentally watched Smash Mouth in concert one time. And it was
Accidentally?
awful. Yeah, I got hired for a catering event up at the Red Butte,
Oh,
and they were playing, and I'm just like, oh my fucking God!
I've
I
got
can't believe, why are you clapping? Stop clapping!
I've got the lead singer of Smash Mouth on my Deadpool this year, so
Oh,
Shit.
hoping for a big win on that one.
Fingers
He's
crossed.
pretty young.
That's a good
But
good
he's
one though.
He's troubled though. He's troubled.
He's
He is troubled,
crazy. He's
and he-
crazy.
Anti-vax.
Yeah,
well, that's a good way to go.
A lot of good
I've had
troubles going on there.
I've had Scott Stapp on my Deadpool for 5 years, and he's still alive.
I had
and
him.
kicking.
I had him on my list when I was doing live radio. Still,
Yeah.
Well, and you would think he would have caught something because he was boning the same chicks as Kid Rock.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Lee, what was the best Meow Wolf immersive art that you have seen?
best non-meow wolf.
Non-Meow Wolf immersive art.
That's probably the most immersive art thing that I've seen, but there is a chance that a local artist and I are working on an immersive Halloween themed event. Not this year, but for 2023. So she and I have been working together on this prior to COVID, and we had some ideas, and then COVID came and screwed that all up. So if things go the way that I would like them to go, then this artist not yet to be named, who is actually far more talented and popular than I'll ever be, we have some ideas that should be really cool.
Cool. Michael
went-
Beck.
Oh, I was gonna say I went to an immersive thing once that was all the magicians. Like it was the Magicians TV show immersive art
Oh. It was a
experience.
great
Oh,
show.
yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool as hell.
Man.
Well, let's see. Michael Beck says that I'm aping the sun on Squidbillies. Actually, my Denver Criddle voice came before Squidbillies was a thing. That's how old I am.
Wow.
Okay.
But
how old he is.
let's give Michael Beck a pass because
Yes.
he loaned me a computer yesterday, and if he didn't, I would not be here today.
Well, we're not going to tell you that you could do the show from your cell phone.
Don't know.
No, you couldn't.
Jason.
It would be terrible.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Jason
No,
wants to
don't
know,
listen.
how much do you miss being in the same room when recording?
There's definitely a better better.
Different
miss it.
chemistry or better.
Yeah, different.
Yeah.
Well, not better, but different.
It's different.
And
Well,
Like,
another
it-
part of it was when we'd record in person, we'd record 2 or 3 episodes, and so.
Which I didn't like.
But you also get more like.
Time off.
yeah,
Well, yeah, I was going to say you get more comfortable with each other going into the
Right.
second and third episode.
There were
kind of
there
a
were
thing, so
things.
it's-
I mean, to be completely honest, like we had somebody a couple weeks ago saying, "Oh, I wish you guys would still drink for third show," and I'm like, that's actually a really touchy subject for me because drinking hurt our show bad, really bad.
Yeah.
And I do miss the chemistry of being in person, but we would lose this because we haven't figured out how to do live video in person yet, which
We-
I have solutions for. But
Oh, good. I was
have
gonna
a few
say, we need to figure
solutions.
that out.
I have a few
Yeah.
solutions as well
Yeah.
that we could brainstorm. Lee.
'Cause,
So like this camera here, we get 2 or 3 of these. There's actually a device that would allow us to do live editing on the fly as we were recording the show,
a
but
switcher, yeah.
How
Yep.
much one of them cost?
about $500.
Yeah, we're going to be live together at FanX if things go to plan, and we're trying to figure out a way when Jay is in town to do this and still not lose the YouTube content thing. So.
That's also like lassoing the wind
yeah,
with Jay. So
yeah.
and also I just like that I just spill in my house now. What,
Instead
remember
of
that time? What did I
Carrie's
knock
table.
over? What did
Yeah.
I knock over that one time that it was like maple
Oh, yes.
bourbon or something?
was that
I
maple
wonder-
syrup bourbon?
And
I think of the time I broke one of Sue's wine glasses with my forehead. I mean, I'm sure she doesn't miss us doing the show live.
no, but like, and that maple syrup smell was there for like months.
It was. It
was
it
disgusting.
may still be here, and I just don't.
You just got
You
used
just
to
got
it.
Just gotten used to it.
You've got nose blind, as they say in the Febreze commercials.
Nose blind, nose blind, nose blind. Let's see. Favorite or most memorable Star Trek storyline?
Oh,
That's from Brett, who's just now. I've been in contact with Brett. He's just kind of discovered Star Trek in a way, and he's working his way through.
Go ahead, Shannon. Sorry.
I gotta say, and we talked about this, the season finale of Strange New Worlds paired with the what is it?
Oh,
No spoilers. I haven't watched it yet.
Episode
No.
It's the old classic Trek
Balance of
series.
Terror.
Balance of
Balance
Terror.
of Terror, and then that together, amazing. Like, just so good. And anything with the Klingons from Next Generation, that's my jam.
You know, where they actually dealt with pronouns in the 90s.
yeah.
They
Oh,
did.
I'm Jadzia now. Oh, it was Curzon, my old friend, and
Yeah.
Jadzia's like, oh no, I'm Jadzia now. He's like, oh, Jadzia, my old friend. I'm like, okay, that's all you need
That's
to
the
know.
way you do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I remember Brett saying he's not too familiar with Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine, quite
had
good.
some good shit.
So Deep Space Nine is my favorite storyline. There's 2. There's the Bell Rebellions, which is actually must see viewing for where we're living right now.
For these days, yes.
For these days, you will watch it and go, "Oh, ouch!" And then,
What-
yeah, that's rather prescient.
What was
and
it
then
called?
the Bell Riots. It's
It
not
was-
the name of the episodes, but they go back to the 2020s, and
it's
people have-
2024 specifically.
2024, and homelessness is so rampant that major cities have walled off sections of their city.
Oh, I don't remember.
And
this.
the guy who's supposed to lead what becomes the Bell Riots gets killed, and so Gabriel Bell. So Cisco has to step in and be Gabriel Bell so that the riots actually happen, which is what starts leading to actually
Federation eventually.
Yeah, but far worse things happen after that. But and there's a throwback to that several seasons later where Nogg's looking through his history book and he's like, why does this Gabriel Bell look like Commander Cisco? Anyway, it's pretty awesome.
I gotta check.
But the best, and it's a recurring theme, where Cisco occasionally ends up thinking he's a black science fiction writer from the 50s.
Oh, I love those.
And it's so poignant and so well told and so amazingly well acted. And at no point, because he's trying to pitch stories to like Amazing Stories magazine, and they won't because he's a black man. So he's trying to figure out how to get these stories told about this captain who manages a station,
manages a space station in the future, and
they never resolved whether or not that was real.
And what's also great about that episode is that the rest of the cast, you get to see them out of their uniforms.
Right,
And, you know,
right.
Nana Visitor in that skirt.
Carrie's got a real Nana Visitor thing. And
I do. I have a thing for
It was just her birthday last week. Terry Farrell
Yes.
came to visit her, and it was lovely.
She still looks fabulous. Did Tony get a new mic?
Yeah, I got a pod mic
Nice.
from Rode, and I bought also a Rode Rodecaster Pro 2 and sent it back because it was broken. So hopefully I get my refund soon so I can buy another one and try again. But yeah, some new equipment. It's good stuff. I hope it sounds good.
Let's see. Let's see. Just going down trying to see.
I think my favorite Star Trek story is probably First Contact, actually.
It's a good one.
You know,
It's a good one.
It's a good
you
one.
get to see the origins of warp drive in Earth and stuff like that.
Yep.
Andrew says, I'm watching Voyager for the first time. It's much better than toxic fans led me to believe. That's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's not a bad show.
I actually gave up on it because I was a toxic fan, and I need to go back and watch it. And it was weird because it wasn't that I didn't like the character of Janeway. It's that I really, really liked Kate Mulgrew, and she wasn't playing the character like I wanted her to.
Like
so that's
you
on
wanted her to.
That's on me, right?
I just hated Neelix so much I couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
Really? I mean,
hate
I
Neelix.
was really young when I watched that show as it aired, and Neelix was one of my favorite
Oh,
characters.
fuck, I hated him. I fucking hate him so much.
Let's see. What is the crown jewel of your collection?
Oh.
I have
Well, I can't really. Mine's that Incredible Hulk statue I got at the first Comic-Con we went to. Remember that? I bought it on the last day. So, like on Sunday at San Diego Comic-Con, if you go into the vendor floor, everything's like huge discounted. And I've got this giant statue of. It's basically the cover. It is the cover of the Incredible Hulk number 1, and I got it for like $300, and it was usually like $1,000.
Dang.
And remember, it was so big that Derek Hunter and our artist friend Ryan Otley had to drive it home for me because it was too big to take on the plane.
What a guy.
That's right. Lee's got his. Boom.
This was given to me after our friend Scott Weiss died back in the early 2000s, and this is the collection of Jeff Smith's Bone comic books, graphic novels. This was given to me by Jeff because he wanted my kids to read the best comic book series for kids in the world. So Jeff gave this to us, and yeah, my kids devoured it, and Rachel and I devoured it, and so this is the most cherished part of my collection because two people that I really loved a lot made sure that my kids had something amazing to remember them by, even though, you know, one of them's been gone so long that I don't think Molly ever met him. So
There's a picture of me and Jeff on our TV set.
that set was so good.
Oh my god!
It really was. It really was.
I
was
had so much fun doing that show. with you
quite
guys.
pleased. What about everybody else?
I don't know
Tony,
if I could
Rebecca?
choose.
I recently got a Barbie golf cart pool float,
Like the new crown jewel.
which I think is pretty sick.
I think I guess if you want to count tech as part of my collection,
Sure.
my crown jewel is always whatever PC I've built most recently.
Pretty.
I really enjoy building gaming PCs, and so yeah, it's always whatever I've recently built or put together. The other thing I really, really like, and it's not expensive, it's not rare or anything like that, but it's this poster I have in the background. It's a flag, and it's got that monologue from Morty, in the
Yes.
episode when he tells Summer to get her shit together.
Get your shit together, put it in a bag.
And it's got that whole thing, and I just love it. I think it's applicable to all of us in some way or another.
Yeah, oh, that's like. Do you guys remember when the Rick and Morty, the
Rickmobile.
the Rickmobile came?
Yeah, the
I
Rickmobile.
stood in that line with the worst hangover in like 100-degree weather.
You and James and
Yeah, and
I was there for a while.
I do love. I have a get your shit together bag.
Yeah.
So we have a question about whether or not we're going to be doing any live events other than FanX, and I think it's a possibility.
I would say stay tuned.
Yeah, definitely.
We
We have to be coy about things.
Yeah, people are saying, and I'm hearing. I'll just say it that way.
I will say I've had some interesting discussions with Brian Young lately.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
I've been offered money not to go to certain businesses.
How do I get in on that racket?
Yeah,
That's always good.
I think
How
I
do
can
you get
make
paid
a
for that?
killing in that too.
Let's see.
Kerry, you heard from that hot Dabo girl lately?
Oh, my lovely Chase Masterson.
Yeah.
We had a connection.
Oh,
I saw it. I saw it.
literal
it's-
sparks.
There were literal sparks. It was, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago.
Longer than that.
FanX. No, it was when she was in town. 3 years ago, maybe. Punk stood in line and got a video, and I don't have it handy. He sent me a video of him talking to her, and she's like, "Kerry, where are you? Why aren't you down here?" And that was the same con where I was kind of stalking her.
There's no gentler way to put that.
I didn't realize I was stalking until I realized I was stalking. I was just walking in that area where all the autographs are, and I'm just kind of keeping a distance and standing on my toes, going, "Chase, is she there? Is she there?" And then I went, "I'm stalking right now, aren't I?"
What's sad is I was there when you actually met her for the first time in the studio, and you had sparks going on, and it was me and I had the same thing going on with Felix Silva.
That's true. You and Tweaky were hitting it off.
Yeah, and I was just like, I was like, "Baby, I loved your work on the Dukes of Hazzard." Is that alien?
That was your opening line, and he was yours right after that, because he's like, nobody remembers that.
I've never seen a man drive with his feet like that before.
If there's any more questions, put them in the comments in brackets.
Yes. Let's see. Well, I think that's
all we've got so far.
all we got so far. All right.
I guess we hit the end of the road. We hit the end of the line.
People are like, we don't want to hear anymore.
That's
This
enough.
is where the sidewalk
about 40
ends.
minutes, so I'd say that's pretty good.
That is
Yeah.
good. That is
say.
good.
But
And,
what a treat for everybody.
This is a treat for us. And make sure to tune in every Saturday morning, 11:30. We're streaming live, unless one of us has technical difficulties, and it'll more likely be 11:38. And the other thing is, you can support us on Patreon, geekshowgotthiscovered.com. Also, if you watch our YouTube content, make sure to like and subscribe so that we can actually continue to convince the algorithm that we're worth anything.
We are relevant!
Oh, and I forgot the question of live events. Starting August 18th, once a month, I'll be doing
Do that.
bar fights at Liquid Joe's, and probably it's going to work into something else bigger, I think, for me too.
And we've got some big stuff coming. We wish we could talk about it. We just don't have the go ahead yet. So it's coming. That's as much as I can say before someone comes in and beats me.
Yep.
So
Yay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
ending broadcast.